Alright everybody, welcome back to the finals of this week's Mistpedia Weekly Cup. Once again, I'm Blue, joined today by Kizos, and we are here at the finals. The map rotation has been decided, and it is going to be, and we did actually see Outplayed by Children. They did win the coin toss, which means Good Fights got second map choice as well as color choice. So Outplayed by Children chose the Battle of Kylo for a first map. Good Fights chose the Forest of Nivelle for a second map. We saw Outplayed by Children choose Legacy for a third map, and then we did see Forest chosen by Good Fights for the fourth map, and Kylo again chosen by Outplayed by Children for our last and final map. Alright. And with that, we are just about set and ready to go. So again, we've already gone over builds, so we don't really need to go over that again. But, so Kizos, how do you think this is going to go?
I think it's going to be a pretty good match. Oh, let me turn off something real quick here.
Okay.
I think we're going to see another pretty good match here. It's going to be... I think Toger's going to show his strength here, his Sword Dagger on Kylo. Happy is on Spirit Ranger at the moment, which is a bit of a change from both his energy and his Mesmer. So that, we'll see how that works out from him and how Happy plays differently. But overall, I think we're going to see some good matchups here. And who can better control Trap will most likely be the victor.
Alright, and again, the game has begun, guys, so let us check out the splits. We are going to see overall, again, mirror splits here to start things off. Thieves going to Trebuchets, as well as Rangers are going to his respective home points. We are going to see Nos wrap up around here. No crosses for Trebfire just as of yet, but it looks like Rar is going to be doing that for the blue team. As well, Wakey will be doing the same exact thing over here for Good Fights. So we are going to see pressure going to both those traps. One of the ones will be occurring out of those points. And then at the mid, we are going to see the Necromancer. Nos will be putting pressure over here, and the Engineer from the blue team 5H will be applying that pressure to mid for the same way.
Yeah, pretty obviously mirror splits here. I think red team has an advantage here at the midpoint, just because the Necro hard countering Engie so much. We'll see how it turns out for them.
We also did see, too, that, we also saw that, apologies, Magic Toker made his way over here to the windmill, just as Wakey was going for a shot on trap. I've seen this used by a couple other thieves, too, and it's a nice little trick, and this is going to give them about a 6 to 7 point boost here at the beginning of the game, which, again, while it may not seem like much, if you keep doing that over and over again, it can amount to a pretty big advantage.
Yeah, and Kensuda's getting pretty focused heavily here on the midpoint. He's all out of cooldowns, and unless he gets some help, he's going to go down pretty soon.
Indeed, we can see that at the moment. Basically, all out of cooldowns here. He's using completely on his weapon, relying rather completely on his weapon cooldowns at this point. So we're gonna have to see if he'll be able to hold on whatsoever. Does have a nice amount of support coming in for teammates, however, specifically Genyan and Magic Toker are putting a lot of crap onto their opponents. They are going for a focus onto Happy Kid here at the moment, who is sitting about 6% health. I believe he does actually have, as we go over to his point of view, hasn't even pulled out his Spirit yet either. So the red team is really sitting nice over here in this middle fight. Magic Toker has gone into the down state, going over here to his point of view, seeing how things are going. Nice res going off on him. They're gonna bring him up right again here, keeping this fight going for both players. And in general, it looks like no one has advantage yet, but I do think that in the end of things, if it keeps going the way it's going now, that red team will end up on top here.
Well, as you can see, during this mid-fight, both side points have been kept by Good Fights, 5-8 and Rar going off to the sides. And Good Fights, Genyan popped his Spirit early just for the survivability, because they were in a bit of negative as far as numbers go. But it looks like that was a great decision as they're able to pull their team in here. And although red team has gotten the cap on it right now, so we'll see how that turns out for them. Lucy just went down offside there. Magic Toker and 5-gauge cleaving him out. He's down. Nos is getting low and is down in bottom 2. Although Magic Toker is going down 2 at the same time, we'll see who gets the stomp first.
And it looks like we are going to see Stomp going off over there on the Nos, taking him out. Magic Toker getting himself back up into play now. In addition to that, back over here, we did see, once again, as we are noticing, Good Fights, or apologies, we are seeing Outplayed by Children here, going to be going for a side apologies. Apologies there. Yeah, had a bit of a sneezing fit. But anyway, we do see here at the moment that Kensuda has gone to the downstate back over here at the windmill. Robazar coming in, trying to get the res off on him at the moment. But again, lots of pressure coming, especially from Lucy over here. Really just wrecking Rar at the moment. Going to take him down as well. And with that, red team will very soon be getting control of the windmill node. But because they had to put such a heavy focus on it, they have actually lost full control of the clock tower point. And as well, we did see that Da Vinci over here is getting hit up pretty hard as well.
Yeah, it looks like Mr. Samuel L. Jackoff is getting focused pretty heavily. He's getting 3v1 at the moment, but they're getting reinforcements in pretty quick. Looks like they'll be able to get the mid-node back, but it's going to be a hard fight for them.
Indeed. Magic Toker in the downstate over here. We're going to see
looks like he's going down, and Da Vinci's going for the stomp at the moment. Although they're cleaving out hard, so I don't think it's a good idea for them to try and go for the res.
Coming in once again, he will try to go for that stomp. Does have a Shadow Escape ready, and will be able to use that once again, denying the stomp. No res pressure coming off from coming off here from Good Fights, however. And I do need to reiterate, because I just realized this too, that even though the color selection was done for Good Fights to be on red, they actually decided to play on blue. So the overlays currently are wrong. I just wanted to point that out there, as I just noticed that myself.
And it looks like Red has gotten a full 3-cap here, as during that mid-fight, Happy went off and was able to cap the side node, Good Fight's home point, but Rara's right there back recapping it, and they were able to decap mid right there. Although Genyan is down at the mid-fight right now, and that might, and Magic Toker, so it looks like it's very much in Red's favor.
Big fight, yeah, down below over here. Gonna knock out Kenyon and Magic Toker. Magic Toker might be able to self-res, but I'm not sure if he's in stealth over there. Do you check on that? It doesn't look like that's the case, but yeah, they should be able to knock him out, and yep, they are gonna deny the self-res. Take him out, and once again, that will give Outplay by Children a pretty large advantage over here in middle. So 5 gauge again over here in the downstate at the moment. We do see Wakey coming in for a stomp, and should go off without a hitch here, as again, Kinsuda is gonna be unable to overcome the res pressure, the pressure on the corpse there at the moment, and he himself is probably gonna end up going into the downstate very soon as well. Yep, Kinsuda will go down, and with that, this will be Red Team getting a 2-cap finally.
Outplayed by Children had wiped up that mid-fight pretty decidedly. Able to take out 2 of Good Fight's players right even beneath mid as they got in a bad position. Although no one went to cap mid, probably a bad idea as cap got you points.
Nos going in to rectify that right now, however.
Red team wins
And there you go. They are going to get the 2-cap finally now. And Red Team, Blue Team as well, Good Fights, really passive, or really wanted to group up there. So that obviously gave our Red Team quite a bit of time to prepare for the next ink. So Red Team is going to be prepped and ready to go for whatever Good Fights has in store for them, basically.
Yeah, and Magic was able to get off a few trip shots before Wakey gets in. Looks like he's just gonna pull out and go for a far
Probably windmill. Yeah, he'll probably go windmill again. This is a thing I think that Thieves will often do, is that they'll try to bait the Humble Warrior, who will often be designated as the person who's supposed to watch home. Just bait them all the way over to that trap, and because the Thieves have just slightly better mobility, they can often get in there and get the decap going.
Well, you know, the Humble Warrior doesn't really have a choice. You can't just let him free cast. And it looks like Magic Toker's just going to go for the 1v1. As again, Thieves do have a bit of advantage as far as the 1v1s go. Although Wakey did get off some nice combos, and that will instantly put Magic Toker at half health.
Mm-hmm. So back over here once again, and we also have a pretty big fight happening at the mansion too. It's Nos as well as Happy going against 5 gauge and Rar. Rar starting to get a bit low. Does have that passive regen coming in, but the Connies are going to mount for a bit much for him to handle. He will go into the downstate. Nos now coming in for a stomp as well. Whoa, bit of a puggy pop of an Elixir S there. Elixir X actually by 5 gauge was unable to interrupt the stomp though, but he's still going on to Nos here right now. Going to try to take him down. Let me go over to 5 gauge's point of view because again, he is running with Elixir X right now. We do not see that very often whatsoever.
Yeah, since I mean, Cray is such a amazing ability. It's so useful. You really don't see NGs run with Elixir X very much.
Seemed to work pretty well in that scenario.
That glitchy play of him running in circles. But Noskok just went down.
I'm trying to see here. Yeah, we actually missed it out on this. Kizos, is that 5 gauge is actually running a power NG build.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we actually completely missed that. As again, that's somewhat unexpected too, because in tournament play, NGs are almost always running that that 30, 10, 0, 20, 10 build.
Well, in the past, 5 gauge has been fairly well known for running his own power build, which it's essentially the same setup as County build too. He just switches out a couple traits and puts on a rifle and a Zerker Army. And he's been pretty known, at least recently, to use Lissa with the Elixir X, which is actually pretty surprising, as most people don't see it coming, and it can really change a fight up, as we saw at the home node back there.
I think he popped it a bit too late at the home node there, but still, it was definitely was a surprise reveal for Nas over there. To all of a sudden be like, whoa, what's the Juggernaut doing here?
I think what 5 gauge is going for is he's worried that Noskok will try and counter him pretty heavily, so he decided to switch to Power Energy for this. It's not working too heavily in their favor, though, at the moment. Although they are pushing for a home fight, and it looks like,
Magic Toker
has won.
Magic Toker as well is going to sneak over there to the windmill and get a decap off of her at that point. So like you were saying earlier as well, Genyan will be getting control of the blue team home node very soon. And we have another large-scale fight that is engaged back over here at the clock tower 2. 5 gauge firing in from the side. Kinsuda unfortunately getting heavily focused by 4 members of the red team here at the moment. He will probably go into the downside. We do see 5 gauge coming in right now. They're trying to get the res off on him. But again, 4 people pressuring one body. I just don't think it's going to be possible for him to get the res off there.
Yeah, and as you can see, Da there getting the banish on the down body was just the finishing touch on stopping out Kensuda. But they were able to get both side caps with Magic Toga getting this the decap there. And he might be able to res 5 gauge and they might push for the sides here, but nope. It looks like they were able to cleave out 5 gauge. And Magic Toga, if he doesn't get some reinforcements soon, is going to get killed out pretty quickly here for.
Nos again going in the 1v1 against Magic Toker. Nos right now is going to be assisted over here by Wakey. So again, these two are should be able to eliminate Magic Toker here very soon. Magic Toker doing a nice job using his dodge though to get out of the way of all those dangerous abilities though, and he might just have a chance at escape. But again, another very well placed Chillbane's there, going to throw that down and actually stop Magic Toker from escaping. And with that, it looks like he's probably going to eliminate because he's down in a very bad spot too. I don't think he's going to be able to get to a more convenient spot for Kensuda to res him here, and he's just getting hit by burn ticks here right now. So he'll probably get knocked out. Ken's going to get taken down too.
Him, but he just got caught on the road, had to pop all his cooldowns, and he's just being bled out right here on the far node.
So going back up again to the clock tower point, we just saw over there, Da Vinci getting knocked off and getting hit there by a bit of a rotation coming into play there from 5gh. 5gh try to go for an immobilize once again over here onto Da Vinci. Not going to happen though, and Da Vinci once again get himself back up on a point. Did actually pop out his Sanctuary here as well, so going to be sitting in after time. You give him a little bit of breathing room, but overall is under some heavy amount of pressure here at the moment, and he may find himself in the downstate very soon. This could be Blue Team's chance to take this node, and they need to take it very soon because again, they are now less than 100 points from winning this matchup here, as again, it's 412 versus 312 points at the moment, with Red Team slowly starting to run away with the lead here in a double cap.
Yeah, it looks like going fairly well in Red Team's favor, but as you can see, Magic Toker getting some trap shots in there that might turn it around for good fights. And they might be able to pull out a mid-fight victory, and they need it pretty soon because they're 100 points down, like you said. If they don't get it now, then they might not win this game.
And as we go back again, seeing if there's any other action on the side nodes, and it looks like that is not the case, actually. Again, everyone is on mid here at the moment. Red Team, outplayed by children, knows they need to defend this node here in good fights as well. Needs to take it, so everyone was focused there. We did see, though, that Magic Toker moved away from that point. He is going to be going for a decap over here onto the Wimble. Is going to just be able to get that. And again, at the same time, we are going to see Douglas Chin, otherwise known as Happy Kid, making his way back over here to the match node as well. Just try and counter that out, so he'll get a decap back over here in just a couple seconds, and that'll leave only Red Team with a node. And if that is going to be the case, and it looks like it is, that will basically mean Game 1 will be going into the favor of Outplayed by Children.
Yeah, it looks like they were just able to control the midpoint for the entirety of the match and just get reinforcements and rotations out quickly. And I think the problem with good fights is that they kept going for those decaps on the side nodes, and they would get so low into the mid fight that they weren't able to win it back. Although Magic Toga did have a lot of decaps, in the end it wasn't enough to help his team.
Alright guys, so with that, congratulations to Outplayed by Children. They're going to take Game 1 and be only 2 matches away now from taking this week's tournament.
Overall, great game. It just looked like, and a little bit of a surprise there with 5gh playing that power energy build.
Yeah, we kind of caught that like in the middle of the game, so I was like, what's going on there? But we are going to be moving on now to our second match, which will be on Forest. So how do you think it's going to work out on Forest now? More than likely, I think we'll see Good Fights play a side cap strat again, but how do you think... So another question, too, is do we think that... is Magic Toker... No, not Magic Toker, 5gh. Is 5gh going to stick with this build, or is he going to swap it out?
I think it'd be more beneficial to swap it out, in my opinion. I mean, I know that the Noskok is a direct counter to him, but I don't think the power NG build was helping as much as he thought it would. And it'd be just generally better for the team fight if he would have, especially with the crate. I mean, just losing crate on your team is such a negative thing for the mid fight.
Yeah.
I just got a whisper from Mr. Jackoff. Apparently Da Vinci is making all the plays. I'm sorry, Da Vinci. I'll be better about that and shout it out more. Let's see. Has 5gh switched? No, he's still running the power
no, he's
button
still
at the
sitting
moment.
on it. So
but I mean, the traits are the same, so he could switch it out before the match starts. We'll just have to wait and see for that. Overall, though, yeah, I think they're going to push for the side nodes and try and get that out. I think what they're going to do is what they do for the last couple of matches here is they're going to push for the mid, and then they're going to kind of spread out to the side nodes and then switch off to the side nodes, but we'll see how it turns out.
I think Magic Toker is swapping right now, too. No, never mind. No, he's not. He's in game. Thought he was going to swap out. But he was probably just doing something he wasn't supposed to, which is scouting the enemy team's builds. Granted, you could see it just by watching the stream anyway, but so.
I take offense to that, Blue. I'm fairly confident that Magic Toker is the paragon of virtue and justice in society.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Is he the one it deserves right now, though?
We deserve better.
Alright guys, so again, Game 2 going to be getting started in just a second. Keep in mind, this is a best of 5, however, not a best of 3, so it is the first team to get to 3 points, not 2 points. They will be taking home 2,000 gems per player today, and the loser will be taking home 800 gems per player.
And on a side note here, just a couple side notes, we have a little bit of a personal story going on here with the son of Wakey fight, Rar the son versus his dad, Wakey.
Oh my goodness.
Adds a little bit of personal emphasis on the match. Quick shout out, VWE #1 NGNA and world's first rank 80. Congratulations, VWE.
But anyway, guys, Game 2 is now getting started. Once again, it's Good Fight spawning on the left side of the map and Outplayed by Children spawning on the right side of the map. As we open up the big map, you can see, again, we are on the forest of Niflhel. And the splits from both teams, we are going to see, again, fairly similar splits. We are going to see Wakey as well as Rar. Both the warriors from either team will be capturing home nodes. We are going to see as well Da Vinci as well as Happy Kid, there's the different character names, making their way directly to the middle node, as well as Genyan will be coming up a little bit delayed. And then we're going to have a bit of a skirmish going on behind the node as well, so let us check out what is going on over here.
Yeah, it looks like just another mirror split, and there's a little bit of a battle going on behind Keep here.
Indeed.
Between 5Gauge, Nozcock, Lucy, and Magic Joker. And Rar's going to come up there and try and clear them out and see if they can clear out Nas and Lucy, and if they can do that, they should be able to win the mid-fight pretty easily.
Magic Toker tried to go diving in there, but he got screwed over a little bit by the teleport in there, so he got hit up a little bit. But again, Nas as well is starting to take quite a bit of damage. He's actually going to get hit up here and taken down by that. I think he tried to move away with the worm, but it, again, kind of got screwed over by the teleportation there, and is going to get stomped out now because of that. So the elimination of the Necromancer obviously is going to give our blue team Good Fights quite a bit of breathing room as we go over here into this mid fight now, and more than likely might lead to them getting it as well, especially considering they also knocked out Havoc Kid just a couple seconds ago.
Yeah, and as you could see in the mid fight there, Genyan and Kensuda were able to pull off a stomp on Happy Kid, as he was just getting too much Connie pressure and he couldn't handle it. And he actually used his Res Spirit, but it wasn't able to get off any reses with it, which will go very much in favor of Good Fights.
And again, looks like with the elimination of Wakey, we are going to see Da Vinci try to make his way out of here, heading back to the red team home and or to group up with other players, but he may not be able to accomplish that feat. He is getting chased here by both 5Gauge and Magic Toker at the moment, so he may find himself in the downstate here very shortly. We are seeing Lucy coming out. He may be able to put some additional pressure on a Magic Toker, as Magic Toker will very soon be going for the decap. Did actually, as you saw there, throwing himself, used his 5th ability, I believe, on Dagger in order to bring himself into stealth there, but Lucy coming into this fight as well, also threw an SR, bringing Da Vinci into stealth, but again, in the end of things, it didn't really matter because Magic Toker just swapped out weapons and went for some cluster bomb cleave there in order to finish off Da Vinci.
Yeah, Lucy tried to get the Shadow Refuge res on him, but the short bow cleave is too much on a thief for anyone to res do properly.
And as we see now, Wakey coming in, we'll get the stomp on a 5Gauge as well here. That will be an elimination of a Good Fights member. Keep that in mind now. So this will give a little bit of fuel here to Red Team as they start to push forward. But again, it is going to get pushed on the node. We did see Happy Kid actually sneaking past these guys pretty heavily. Maybe only going to decap. No, just going to get stopped there at the last second. So Blue Team's going to hold on to that node, but just barely though. So if we do see a full-on team fight erupting over here in the next few seconds, more than likely we will actually see that happening. Again, Good Fights is going to be very close to the brink of having this node decapped indeed.
Yeah, as you can see, Magic Toker was able to sneak by that little off-point fight right there and get a decap on their home node.
Nicely done. And a Magic Toker again, returning to this bit of a skirmish. And it's interesting to see here, too, that neither team really going up onto the node just as of yet, especially Good Fights, too. Good Fights, this almost reminds me of an old thing that Team Paradigm used to do, where they would purposely provoke these fights off the node so that, as to prevent them from even getting to a big team fight on nodes, just wiping them out on the roads and then just killing them there. And that seems to be what Good Fights is doing now, and it's working pretty well for them.
Yeah, it's been working very much in their favor. They've been able to stomp out the Nos. Happy Kid just went down. They stomped out Da Vinci earlier. It's just been a tough fight for Outplayed by Children.
So again, we do have that bit of a mid-fight initiated back over here. It has actually been decapped away from Good Fight's favor, but again, it is a 2v1 as well in Good Fight's favor, so it's only Dav on it. It will take them a bit of time to eliminate Da Vinci, but assuming no one else comes in to assist, they should eventually be able to get back control of this node. Again, we are seeing there's still this bit of a fight happening over here in the courtyard. Lucy is getting very low in this fight indeed. Matchtoker going to go in with Bazzy Venom, should be able to take Lucy down, and there we go. And as he's surrounded by 2 other players from Good Fights, there's no chance Lucy will be getting back up into play. And Good Fights will be successfully defending their own home node now because of that. Now Douglas Chin, Happy Kid, coming out of his spawn right there as well, is about to join the mid-fight, which again is going in full swing here at the moment. Genyon actually getting focused down here pretty heavily, is just trying to keep himself alive as we go over to his point of view, checking things out, loaded up with Condis. He'll be thrown into the downstate. Da Vinci coming in for a stomp right now, and it's not going to connect just as of yet. Genyon will actually get back up. Double or triple res there coming out from Good Fights again. We'll be able to bring Genyon back up and keep the fight rolling, but now Nas, the pressure's going on to him, and we do see Genyon moving forward, trying to get a stomp off here. No one going for stomps just as of yet from what I can see. Let's go over onto Nas's point of view. Spirit is going to die.
Oh, yeah, he gets the Spirit res there.
And Rar actually dies here now too as he overextended, and he is going to get stomped out there too, so excellently played there by Red Team, eating through that, getting themselves into a better position, and now they are sort of taking out Good Fights members one by one here. Genyon in the downstate. Rar again, like we were saying, was knocked out just a few seconds ago, and it looks like our Red Team, Outplayed by Children, may be able to take control of this node away. And again, while this was happening, because Good Fights was so focused on that middle node fight, they did open up their home node for a decap coming in there from Lucy.
Yeah, and Lucy was even able to get the full cap, which pretty big mistake on Good Fight's part, although they have rotated 2 back, which is, I think, a bit of a mistake. It's going to completely lose the mid-fight for him there.
They still have Kinsuda holding on, but yeah, like you were saying, he's going to go down very soon here as well, and now that Rar is seeing him go down, Rar's like, I don't want any part of this.
Yeah, and I gotta say, that was some excellent play by Da Vinci there, just generally surviving in a 2v1 and getting the reses and the stomps off. Was it the mustache?
We will never know. But over here at Spawner, we are seeing Wakey go for a 1v1 on the Spawner. Getting a bit low in the process, but is going to be able to take him out right there. Get an extra 25 points for Outplayed by Children, and get that much closer to actually catching them up here. Back on the beach, we actually saw, too, that Lucy had gone into the downstate and a little bit of a duel there with Magic Toker. Magic Toker as well will be going down here, and it looks like Lucy may just be able to get up on a lot of, again, another sort of on-the-road fight here. Seeing quite a bit of those here. Kinsuda coming in, tried to get a stop off onto Lucy, but Lucy did actually pop up the smoke bomb there and bring herself into stealth again, denying that stomp. Still a lot of stuff coming off here. Second stomp coming in for Kinsuda right now. Again, it's going to get denied because we did have Shadow Escape up and ready to go on Lucy's downstate. They are really trying to get Lucy back up into play here, and finally will accomplish that task, and again, reignite this huge team fight that we're having going on at the choke point, which is going to lead to 2 members of Outplayed by Children going into the downstate. Nas as well as Wakey, had gone down there, as well as Lucy going down here now as well. Lucy, they're trying to get Lucy back up, and they will again accomplish that task, but Nas may be too far gone here. They are still going in, still trying to get it off, but oh, we're going to have to see. Again, Da Vinci as well did pop off his Sanctuary here too, so there's a chance they might be able to do it, but really, I mean, is this a wise move, or should they just try to get to points right now?
I really don't think it's a great idea. They had it at first. It was going really good for Outplayed by Children, but Genyon was able to get in there with the Red Spirit, bring Magic Toker back up, and they were able to reverse the damage and cleave them all down. One by one. As you can see, Da Vinci was trying to go for the res, had to pop major cooldowns for it, and 5 gauge with the Elixir Axe, pushing him out with Tornado was actually a really great move on his part. As far as the nodes go, it looks like Ken's capping mid, and we're going to see some side node battles here coming out.
Yep, Wakey just managed to steal away the mine, while we did see a couple members of Good Fights were busy in trying to take out, trying to take out Da Vinci there, and they actually didn't fully stomp Da Vinci, so he's still down over here too, and is getting rezzed here by 2 members of the Red Team that just came out of spawn, and they are going to bring him back up into play. Red Team going to move away from their home, or apologies, Good Fights rather, is going to move away from the enemy team's node for the time being. Not going to be too obsessed with going on to that, as they are having a lot of stuff coming towards the middle point right now, so they really need to focus on that. And as well, they did just get control back of their home node. They will be getting the cap back in about 2 seconds, so they really, I think this is a good choice for them now to pull out and get ready for the impending middle fight, which is coming.
Yeah, and Red Team is doing a very strong push into mid right now, which is great because, you know, the Good Fight is a little slow in responding to this, although 5 gauge is in there right now. Genyon and Rar are coming in at the moment. If they can just get some good cleave and good damage out on Kinsuda, they might be able to pull off this mid fight.
And again, this might, again, fully initiated here. Kinsuda is in, has just popped off his Sanctuary there, chilling inside at the moment, but Dav was able to pop stab and get through that here, so still putting some pressure on the Kinsuda. Kinsuda getting a bit heavy here. He may be going down very soon. It's going to be popping off renewed focus after that's gone through, and after his 3 virtues have been popped, he's going to have 1 more shout, but after that, won't have much left. This is maybe Red Team's chance to come in and try to knock some out. Most of Red Team is still doing pretty good here, as is most of Good Fights here, so no one having a serious advantage just yet, but if they do manage to knock out Kinsuda, that'll honestly be a pretty big boon to them. And again, some more side cap action going on over here. We did see that both the side side notes are once again shifted into Outplayed by Chonut's control, but as well with that comes them getting pushed out of middle here, as we generally come to expect from this game here. Generally speaking, whoever wins the mid-fight is also going to lose their side note caps, so it's sort of a given that we did see the red team lose the mid-fight and it having gone back into Good Fight's control.
Yeah, both the teams are really on top of these D-caps and side caps here, and it looks like it's just going to be coming down to this side cap fighting and this off-node fighting, as Good Fights is able to really push them off into the roads and just kind of stomp them out.
So again, 5 Gauge will push back over here into the hen. She should be able to get this cap pretty much for free. Actually, no, Lucy's going to come over here. We'll deny that for a little bit, but 5 Gauge should be able to take the 1v1. We're going to have to see, though.
It's going to be a good 1v1. It's 2 power classes, which are always fun fights to watch. Although Ken Suda is coming in to help 5 Gauge, but Wakey is there also. And it looks like it's just going to be a large team fight here.
Pretty much everyone coming into that fight. Meanwhile, on some other notes here, we are going to see back up at the keep, Genyon defending it, while Nas is going to come in and try to steal it away from Genyon. Back over here once again at the henge. We did see that already someone's down it. Oh, this is a really bad choke point for them. Yeah, we did see there that Da Vinci had gone into the downstay here as well. We also saw Lucy going in there just a couple seconds ago. Nas as well took a huge amount of damage. He was actually, again, fighting over there in middle, too, and was forced out of there in this fight versus Genyon, and as such, we saw him getting forced out, and this will stay in control of Good Fights. And it looks like there, by taking down a couple people in this little choke point over here, we're basically able to win the fight by AoEing the corpse there.
Yeah, they got him off in a really good spot, in such a concealed spot. They were able to really well. And it looks like Ken's actually going to go down here with Wakey, though, so I don't know if they'll be...
Wakey and Happy Kid are both down, so there's like no chance they're going to kill Ken there.
And they wiped up that home fight pretty well.
And they're also going to be...
They're going to leave War there to cap, and they're going to push into the mid-fight again, it looks like.
Magic Toker, in the meantime, actually stealing mine here, too. So again, pretty much the same exact thing we've been seeing is that red team will get control of middle, but Good Fights will steal the side notes. And they're also going for boss kills here at the moment. Looks like we are probably going to be seeing 5 Gauge getting Chieftain here at the moment. Gnome from the red team is going to come in and contest that. They will score that kill, and I think with that, guys, they're going to take game 2 now, past 490 points. No chance of the red team winning this game. They're going to tie the setup at 1-1 and take us into our 3rd game.
Yeah, and that was a really excellent game. There was just a lot of varied fights going on, a lot of off-node and pushing them into the different chokeholds, which I think Good Fights did a really great job of. They were just able to push them off the point and cleave them down in these little concealed spots.
So definitely Good Fights on the side notes there was the reason they won, you saying?
Yeah, without a doubt. They were just able to get the side caps and just hold definitive team fight victory.
All right, so now going into our 3rd game, which will be on Legacy.
Legacy.
What do you think of that one?
This is going to be an interesting fight. I don't think one team has a direct advantage in the mid-fight over another. They both have pretty good cleave damage. They both have, very similar comps. I think, again, it's going to come down to what kind of plays Lucy and Magic Toker are going to do. But I think it's overall going to be a very interesting game. Probably going to see another mirror split, to be honest.
All right.
What are you thinking, Blue?
I'm actually changing up the map here at the moment for the rest of the set, so give me 1 second. Sorry.
It's all right.
Alrighty. There we go.
But yeah, I'm generally pretty happy to see 5 Gauge playing a Zerker Engie. He's going back to what he used to play, back in the old tourneys with Good Fights. It's interesting to see, and the plays that it can do, especially with Elixir Axe. You don't really see that often.
Yeah, that's been the real kicker here, I think. I mean, in terms of, how have we been seeing it go off in the team fights? I haven't been paying too much attention to them, so I haven't really been paying attention to how much difference it's been making in team fights, but, what do you think about that?
It varies, because, it can be either Rampage or the Tornado, and depending on what it gets and what time he uses, it can either be not that useful, like you saw in the Kylo fight, where it did nothing and he just had to run away, or they pushed him off node and he was able to use Tornado and actually stop a res and completely change up the fight and how it was going. So it can either completely win them the fight or just do kind of nothing. It depends on how well he's able to use it.
Alright.
But overall, I think it's seen some good plays.
So, once again, they changed the password, and one of our players doesn't like that.
Why is that the password?
Because I've gone through everything else I can think of. Because every time I change it, people still find the password. Because someone keeps giving it to someone, and they shouldn't be giving it to someone.
Who got in that time?
I don't know. It's usually like heck or physics for the few that kept coming in, but I think they stopped now. I'm just changing it off of instinct at this point. But anyway, let's check out the builds really quick. Actually, we may not even need to do that because everybody's joined back up now. So
yeah, it doesn't look like anyone's really switched.
All right, so here we go, guys. Let's do it.
Last chance to nail down your strategy.
So once again, this is the 3rd out of 5 possible games here. It's Outplayed by Children versus Good Fights here at the Grand Finals of the Mistpedia Weekly Cup. We are going to be seeing Good Fight spawning over here on the north side of the map in the Ascalonian base, and Outplayed by Children will be spawning over here on the south side of the map in the Char base. As we open to the map, let's check out the splits.
It looks like a bit of a mirror comp, although they are Good Fights is doing a bit of a difference with Magic Toker escorting Rar to home point, which will give them a minor deficit at the start of the mid fight, but Magic Toker is able to get in there pretty quickly.
We are going to see again the mid fights. Booger's going to start. We actually see over here Happy Kid sort of diving in. What's up with this?
It looks like he's just trying to, get a good hit in on Met 5 gauge. Although I would say that,
Yeah, that was
terrible decision.
Yeah.
He was able to get just destroyed by Rar 5 gauge and Magic Toker. There's no reason Happy should just be going in like that.
kind of just
it's
fed
going to put
himself
them at a
with
pretty big deficit in the mid fight. And Noskog is getting trained right now.
Especially with like the loss of Spirit Ranger, like we've been saying, is going to be a huge thing too, because they don't have that active Spirit Ranger now. They're going to have to wait at least another 20-30 seconds before they can use that again. But Red Team still amounting to get some pretty decent damage off over here. Magic Toker, for instance, was taken down to a low state of health, and Knott's actually diving in once again over here onto Magic Toker to try and knock him out of play here at the moment. Almost managing to get him down, but it looks like he may just be able to escape. Nope, gets hit with an AoE there, and he himself will be thrown into the downstate. But again, really nice resurrections coming off here from Good Fights. They'll bring Magic Toker back up into play and keep the fight going with no losses on their team just as of yet.
Yeah, and it looks like Happy Kid is back in the fight, and he's got his Red Spirit up, I believe, yes. And they are on Wakey Magic Toker, I mean. And they
Toker's
are
going to sneak
training
away
him
over
pretty
to
well.
the quarry actually right now, so he'll
And
be able to get a
5
good
is getting Condi bombed pretty hard right now. It looks like he's going to go down over on their side with Noskog training him. He's going for a plague stomp, and he does get interrupted. And it looks like it's a pretty even fight at the moment, with the Res Spirit from Happy keeps them at a pretty good advantage, although it just did get cleaved down. And Noskog is getting trained fairly hard, and he has full dash routes, so he'll be able to pull out, though, pretty easily.
He's going to try to indeed, as we again see Blue Team trying to chase him away, but it looks like that's not going to be the case. Actually, I think he's still going to go down. Yeah, too many Condis there, and he'll end up going into the downstate. Genyon as well, however, just got thrown to the downstate too, so we're trying to see 5 gauge coming in at the moment there. And with that, yeah, Genyon actually gets stomped out first, so that will be the resurrection. They're bringing Nos back up in the fight, unfortunately, again. Actually, apologies, that was his DS there. So he is going to be very low here. More than likely will end up in the downstate. We're going to come in, get that one hit off there, throw him down. Kintsuda now coming in, trying to get the snuff on him. It should execute. And there we go. Nos, too, is not going to be eliminated. We are seeing over here that Da Vinci is starting to get very low indeed. He, too, will get dropped into the downstate. Ken coming in for a stop. Ken has stabbed, so no interruption whatsoever will happen there. And with that, Good Fights just chaining kills now at this point. I think middle point is going to be theirs.
Yeah, that was some really good team fight from both sides. But, and I thought once Genyon got down, Red could kind of snowball it into their favor, but she got too low from cleave, and they were just able to cleave them right down and just, like you said, chain kills one after another, as Wakey goes down now, too.
Alright, and again, there we go. Like we were saying, Good Fights will be capturing the graveyard in just a second. Waterfall, however, is going to have some contention going on as Red Team sought to take back control of that node. Lucy is fighting off with Genny at the moment. However, he will be going up against both Rar and 5 gauge in just a second. And you saw there, too, Lucy tried to throw down his SR and get in there, but for whatever reason, either missed the AoE or tried to walk into it. But that was not the case. Got absolutely destroyed there by immobilizations and stuns and got knocked out very quickly indeed by those 3 members of Good Fights. And they, too, the second that he's taken down, we're going to rotate right back over here to the graveyard point and keep that fight going.
Yeah, and it looks like Lucy just had some bad play right there. Although you can see over on the quarry side, Magic Toker and Noskog.
Look at Waterfall though. Look at Waterfall. Look, Lucy wasn't fully killed, and They got the decaf now, so...
Lucy, the self-resing king in this game, is gonna get a full cap on
They
one.
got the full cap from downstate. That's hilarious. However, it's going to amount to nothing, though. At the same time, not nothing. I thought it was a bit of a misstatement there. It will allow them to steal that node away for quite a bit of time, and definitely slow down the point progression here for good fights. But still, he will get taken out there, and that'll go very quickly go back into favor of good fights in just a few seconds. But still, was able to steal that node away and rack up a couple extra points for the red team.
Yeah, and back on the mid fight, it looks like the good fights is just kind of cleaning up the red team there, as Da Vinci pulls out and Happy Kid gets cleaved down here. Da Vinci actually pulling out to a waterfall point, and he's going to get 2v1'd here by Genyon and 5 gauge. Don't know if that's a good decision.
Back over here as we check things out too, we are going to see very soon Lucy coming into the waterfall fight. However, again, Dav, yeah, 3v1 once again. This is like, these guys have really been dive bombing into 3v1s. I've noticed this quite a few times where, I mean, we saw it first with Happy Kid, we saw it again a little while ago with Lucy, and we just saw it again with Dav. So what's going on with these outnumbered fights?
I think what's happening is they're going in bad directions with these team fights. So they're kind of trying to scatter them up a bit and spread them out, and then just re-push to a different point, but it hasn't really been done in the best coordinated way, so it's not really working out for them. And I think what they should really do is just kind of group up and push for either a side node or a mid push. Although it's really hard to re-win the legacy point, because you can just kind of stream back in.
Yeah.
So the red team might have to go for a side push here if they want to start to regain points. It's a little slow right now as everyone's just kind of defensively attacking people.
And this is going to be a pretty big issue here for Outplayed by Chonan, because they are taking so long to initiate into a new fight, because Good Fights is just going to have all the time in the world to prepare for that next engagement. You can already see over here, though, the good Magic Toker actually getting a little bit greedy, I would say, diving in over there, tried to knock out I think he tried to knock out one of the squishier members of the red team over here, and took quite a bit of damage in the process, so he's going to be out of commission here for a little bit as he falls back and tries to recover, as well as we see over here Kinsuda getting absolutely bombed by conditions at the moment. Was able to pop for nude focus, and again, thankfully, he is running a virtue build, so he is going to be able to cleanse a lot of those, so for the time being, he is going to be safe. But again, still a lot of pressure coming onto him. He will go into the downstate right now, but again, dying in a very good position in the middle of that fight. Has the Spirit as well as 3 other teammates to his system. They're going to bring him right back up and keep the fight going.
Yeah, but right now the fight is really going in favor of red team, as they do get Kinsuda down again. And it looks like they're going to put up some pretty heavy cleave and Kinsuda does get stomped right there. So it looks like this mid fight is going in favor of the red team, as the members are all fairly low. Rar is trying to pull back out. 5 gauge is trying to pull it back out, but he does get down from the Condi cleave from Noskok. And it looks like they're going to chase Rar back to their home node at Waterfall. And as Genyon gets killed, and they're going to it looks like they're just going to bleed 5 gauge out. Though he is fairly close to self-resing himself. Will he pull a Lucy?
Nope. We will see over there that Dav will sneak in and get the stomp off on the 5 gauge right now. And as well, we are going to see Dav making his way over here to the waterfall too, now that they have managed to wipe things out over here, and are going to get the full cap back over here at the graveyard point. They actually got the decap just a couple seconds ago as well. Back over here at the waterfall, as it is going to be Lucy and Nos going against Kinsuda for control of that node. Back over here at the quarry, we are seeing Magic Toker, who just managed to take down Wakey in a 1v1. We'll be stomping him out here as well, but we'll have to very quickly reinitiate onto Happy Kid to continue his 1v1 streak here if he wants to take control of the quarry point. Oh, it was so close to capping it there too. Just 1 or 2 more ticks and he would have had full control. Or rather, no, apologies, he already has full control, so.
Yeah, Magic Toker is a bit of a disadvantage. He was able to beat Wakey in the 1v1, but he instantly has to re-engage on Happy with some cooldowns down. He's got Shadow Step and Steel. It looks like Happy could win this one, as he was able to dodge a Steel. And he even pulls up a Spirit, which I think is a little unnecessary, although Genyon is coming into the fight.
I think it's like kind of in preparation for, there's going to be, like, he knows that Magic Toker is going to come in for a pretty big burst chain on him very soon, so I think it's kind of in preparation for that, and that's happening right now. And he should, unless he gets interrupted. There you go, yep. He's going to get himself back into play. Wakey's here to support now, too, so that'll turn into a 2v2. We'll come back to this in just a little bit, because we saw this fight happening over here at the waterfall as well. And Suda recently was knocked out back over here, as it's only Rar from the blue team here now, as we're also going to see Dav and Alushi coming in here now. Going for the burst on the Rar. Rar again, running on a tanky Hambo here at the moment. Just want to confirm that it is tanky Hambo. It's actually DPS Hambo.
That's a Zerkrami.
Yeah, Zerkrami Hambo here at the moment.
We're doing pretty well in the 2v1 here, although Nos is coming in, and it looks like they're going to just...
Lucy seems a bit hesitant to engage. I think that's why he's been able to keep himself up so long, but that's sort of ending now that he has Nos to support him. But at the same time, we're also seeing 5 gauge as well as Ken now coming in to save the day. Let's see, though. We do see... Oh, and actually over there... Oh, my goodness.
Interrupt, and Lucy goes right that down.
Dav really got denied there by that bubble.
Yeah, Dav to go for the his stability ended just in time for him to get pushed back, and they were able to save Roar as Noskok and Lucy went down, and Dav just followed pretty shortly. And it looks like they're just going to bleed him out right there.
But while this was happening, we did see Outplayed by Children win the fight that was happening over here at the quarry node. Wakey was the one to recapture that. We obviously have some pressure going back over here into the graveyard node as well. 5-gauge versus Happy Kid at the moment. Magic Turtle will dive in, get some more damage off over here onto 5-gauge, but as with Kitsuna coming in, we'll be able to bring some more support into 5-gauge's way here, and probably will save his life and guarantee Happy Kid going down. But at the same time, here we go as well. Lucy going to come and bring some pressure all around the 5-gauge at the moment. Still seeing Douglas Chin. Happy Kid being very low here at the moment. He's probably going to enter the downstate. We still actually see, and we gotta note this too, is that Da Vinci is not completely dead yet. He's down over here at Waterfall, and he might be able to self-res, but no, he's gonna get hit here again.
Roar's there to keep a good eye on him and make sure he doesn't get back up. Although he sure is trying.
That's you know, this is the thing though, is that like, yeah, that's gonna be huge now too, because that was like what, an extra like 5 to 10 seconds that he has to waste now respawning. So
yeah, kind of a dumb idea from Da Vinci's part. He should have just kind of died out right there instead of continually trying to self-res himself. And then let Good Fight get both of the side caps. As you can see, again, when someone gets the mid cap, it switches to the other team getting over here, just kind of training Noskok at the moment. In a 1v1, unless there's more coming, yeah, and then Happy reinforces Nos to try and +1 Roar pretty quickly.
And again, Good Fights, in my opinion here, just kind of off topic of them all, but they're really keeping Outplayed by Children on their toes. I mean, look at this. Good Fights is everywhere at the moment, and for the most part, they have the advantage in whatever they're fighting. You can take a look over here at the Waterfall. They've got 2v1 advantage over here, and they're forcing Nas to run back over to the middle, and then back over here at the Quarry as well. May not be looking too hot, but they have control for the time being as well. So Good Fights really spreading the red numbers thin, and for the most part, it looks like they are being successful in most of those smaller fights.
Yeah, but as you can see here, Genyon is trying to 1v1 against Wakey.
Yeah. Not
really a good idea, as Wakey is a fairly hard counter to a Spirit Ranger. I think he's just going to end up getting stomped out fairly quickly if they don't reinforce him fast enough.
So Lucy going down over here in middle, that is going to lead to a pretty hefty elimination of forces over here. Da Vinci as well getting launched into the middle of the air there, as we saw just a couple seconds ago from 5-gauge's magnetic pull there. I think he got immobilized midair, and that kind of made a weird effect happen. But for the time being, Dav is holding on, keeping himself alive. The question is, how long will he be able to do that, as still fighting heavily against it at the moment. Is going to be popping this off, and with that, yeah, with the pop of his renewed focus, there will actually be losing the cap, and Matt Sugar going to come in there and very quickly end his life, take him down, and again, another 3v1 will lead to a Good Fight's victory here at the middle. But trying to see, Red Team may just be able to get someone onto the node before they get the cap. Nas sort of going to YOLO onto the node here, trying to see, 5-gauge tried to get the knockback, but it didn't happen.
He was able to use his Death Shroud teleport there and get right on the node. And they are within, both teams are obviously within Lord Rush range now, as Red Team has just gotten 350.
5-gauge hit pretty heavily over here at the graveyard point. Was thrown in the downstate. Ken now got to come in, try to get the res off. But again, obviously, Lucy putting a lot of pressure on him as well. And Lucy, however, stopped by that pressure that will allow 5-gauge to get himself back up. We see Nas and Lucy as well going up against Rar for control of the Waterfall node. 5-gauge, nice man to pull, comboing that against Nas as well. Going to put a crap load of damage on him, bringing down about 40% health here. Still holding on for the time being, but pretty much everyone from Good Fights is transferring over this node. And I think Good Fights may just go for a turtle onto the node at this point and try to win that way.
Yeah, and as over here on Corey's side, it looks like Magic Sugar was able to 1v1 down Wakey, but Da Vinci was able to get in there and save him and win that home node. But they really need to start making some push somewhere if they want to win this game, as Good Fights is very close to clinching the victory.
Indeed. And they're putting pressure on mid here too now as well, so I don't know at this point. It might just be sort of out of their grasp. We may see a game 3 victory for Good Fights.
Yeah, it's starting to look like it's going in Good Fight's favor as they stomp out Wakey on the mid node here, and it's just Da Vinci by himself there.
Alright, guys.
And Lucy getting stomped out, so it looks like it's Good Fight's victory.
So with that, ladies and gentlemen, round 3 will be going into the favor of Good Fights. They're going to bring the setup to 2-1 and put themselves one more game away from winning this week's cup.
Yeah, overall a great game. I want to point out that we didn't notice this earlier, but Da Vinci had actually switched out one of his skills for Judge's Intervention. You know, obviously trying to get back onto the points is pretty ideal, and trying to get there as fast as possible with teleports is a good option. But I don't know if a Hammer, Scepter, Shield build is best for this kind of, for the Legacy map.
Yeah, that was
the decap build.
That was a very, I noticed that too in the middle. I didn't really get a chance to touch on it though. It was still a very weird choice of weaponry, especially for a bunker. I mean, the Hammer I can kind of understand for that map, just trying to launch, especially with Banish, trying to launch people off the node and whatnot. Because you think you can, assuming where they are, get them off the node there and get a bit of a cap that way, but still, not sure
it's
about...
sort of a old meta build that Da Vinci has always played, and he loves playing it. He's fairly well known to using it even in this meta. Although I think it's kind of a bad play, especially on Legacy, because you can't really. I mean, decaps are nice, but on the Legacy, it's in most situations. But we'll see, because he has changed now to Mace Shield staff, so maybe the team fights will go a little bit better for them.
All right, and once again, our fourth map. Once again, we will be going back over here to the forest of Niflhel, so we're gonna have to see how that goes. Last time we played this was just 2 games ago, so we did see Good Fights take that one. And again, if Good Fights does take this last game here, that'll be the end of the tournament, and Good Fights will be taking home the gold today.
Yeah, and we'll probably see a very similar play as you know, they go for the push on the mid fights, and their players just try and go for the side caps. If Good Fights is able to do the same thing they did last time and kind of push them off into the off-road battles, then I think Good Fights will be able to clinch this victory again.
So we're just waiting for ready ups right now, and as soon as we do get them, we'll get started, guys.
Yeah, I just want to point out that Wakey, who was a prior Good Fights member, has, ever since leaving Good Fights, gained the ability to 1v1 Chieftain.
It's fascinating.
Maybe that will come into play here. You know, 'cause
so what are you implying then?
The match starts soon.
what I'm implying is that certain members of Good Fights, in the past at least, have died to the boss mobs, aka NPCs.
Alright, guys. Well, here we go with what could be the final round of this week's tournament. It's Good Fights versus Outplayed by Children. Good Fights does have the 2-1 advantage here at the moment. Once again, we are on the Forest of Niflhel. So let's get it started, guys. Opening splits, no crosses whatsoever. We are going to see warriors from either team making their way to the home nodes. And again, basically mirror splits here. We are going to see the Guardians along with their Spirit Rangers making their way directly up to the middle via the front way. And then the Thieves and the Condi Pressures are going to make their way up around the back. But again, keep in mind that 5 gauge is not running a Condi build. Is actually running with that power build.
Yeah, the exact same split we saw on the last Forest map. The little difference here is last time we saw a...
Good dodge here.
Last time...
Go ahead.
Sorry, cut out a bit. Last time we saw a fight out back, and it looks like Nos and Lucy kind of stealthed out back there, and were able to just sneak up and get the match on 5 gauge, although they got good cover from the team, and Nos is actually going down and stomped right there.
5 gauge did a really good job there, I have to say. 5 gauge kind of saw that coming, saw the pressure, he knew that, alright, people are missing, where are they? And almost the second he got engaged on, tossed down the Toss Elixir S there, got himself into stealth, fell back. We saw at that point Lucy jumping into the fight itself, and then 5 gauge saw his opportunity and he launched Nos in, and that was sort of the signal blue team needed, and they kind of just dove onto him at that point and got a very early kill onto him.
Yeah, that was really good team play from Good Fights as they were able to hit 5 gauge. And although Lucy and Nos tried to get that burst in, they just weren't able to do anything. They just dumped a Happy Kid out there. Waste of a spirit, in my opinion. It's going to be kind of a negative team factor there, and it looks like Good Fights is really pulling ahead in this team fight, although Ken is getting heavily focused at the moment.
We do see the back over here at the henge as well. We can see that Magic Toker, along with Rar, are going up against one member of the red team, Lucy. Unfortunately, he is going to get taken down. Here at them, he is going to get taken down, and this will lead to obviously Good Fights getting control of their henge node here very quickly. Lucy, though, smart move moving on to the node again will stop the cap from going off there for a couple seconds at most. Back here in middle two again. Good Fights is sort of cleaning up shop. Wiki's still here, and red team is actually moving people towards the middle of the point, so they are probably actually going to be able to keep contention going, but they're going to have to keep in mind that they are still in a very much a losing position here, and they will have to turn things around, but that may be coming right now as Kinsuda has now gone into the downstate. Stomp coming in here from Nos via Plague Stomp. Nice SR, though, going to come out there from Magic Toker. Will be able to bring Kinsuda back up into play. They were stealth, so they lost a lot of their cap pressure in the meantime, but Kinsuda will throw it in his Sanctuary here. Take Wakey into downstate. Once again, another Stomp will come up, will be executed there by Magic Toker, I believe, knocking him out of play here. And again, giving Good Fights the advantage over here at the key point. Good Fights members are still very low, but again, it's looking like this fight is, again, shifting into their favor here. We see that Happy Kid will be going down very shortly. Genin is very low, but, oh, hold on now. We're going to have to see as Genin is thrown down here. Then we are seeing Happy Kid down in state as well, but Genin is going to get brought down first. That will bring Happy Kid back up into play, and again, start to possibly shift this team fight back around into the blue team, or into the red team's favor. And as we check things out going back here too, we can see that Red Team really going hard over here, trying to knock out 5-gauge. They saw him going off node. Rar going to come in. They're going to be able to peel off, give him some time to breathe. 5-gauge, however, is going to pop his elixir, so he'll actually interrupt that. So really just using that for the Lissa cleanse, as he wasn't really able to get within range of anyone to use the tornado on there. So interrupt that. Got to get pulls over here onto Lucy, and as well combo that with an Earthshaker coming in there for Mar. Take him out. Knock out Lucy now as well, so again eliminate another very dangerous component of the Red Team's team fight. And now they're making their way back onto mid. Kitsuda was just knocked out over here, so they need to come in here quickly. Stop the stomps from going off over here onto Kitsuda. They are CCing a Happy Kid here very heavily, but Dav is coming in here as well. Thankfully, however, they were able to get Kitsuda right back up here just as that Sanctuary was going down to stop it from turning into a very dangerous play there. Had Dav gone for the stomps onto that. We are seeing once again Happy Kid, though, going into downstate. Rar going to come in for a stomp onto that. Trying to knock him out. Will execute. And once again, this mid-fight will be continuing on. This is actually probably one of the longer continuous keep fights we've ever had on a Farce now. So you can tell both teams really are vying for this. That hasn't to say, though, that we haven't had any extra going on the side notes. For instance, we just saw that a decap happened there a few moments ago. We saw that Wakey was able to sneak over there and get that back into his team's control, however. And then once again, back over here at Blue Team's home node, we are seeing Lucy going against Genyon for control of this node, as Lucy had snuck in there a few moments ago and gotten the decap.
Alright, and back in the action, and it looks like Good Fights is still pushing for this team fight, although they are 2v1ing against Da Vinci at the moment, and they'll probably be clearing him out pretty soon. And it looks like, again, we're seeing some major side note fights.
We also see over here that Spawner is just about to get sniped out over here by Wakey.
And Wakey showing off his 1v1 skills. Pretty amazing, pretty amazing. Yeah, it looks like Wakey's just gonna have to hold back and wait for some teammates or push too far and try and make a play here, but it looks like he's just gonna hold on and wait for some of his, wait for a regroup.
Good play by Nos over here as well. Again, sort of like kamikazing over here onto the key point just to his back, because he knew he was going to go down basically. So he sort of just kamikazed onto the middle point to deny a little bit of the capture progress. But it has finally gone into the favor of Good Fights. Apologies, they got the cat there just a couple seconds ago. We are going to see Wakey and Rar doing it out here for control of that node. Back over here at the Henge as well, we are seeing big fight happening here, but that should go into Good Fight's favor as well. So finally, a team will hold on to a consistent 2-cap and will start to push ahead with that now. And the team that has that will be Good Fights, and they are on their way to victory here in this week's tournament.
Yeah, and as you can see there, Happy was trying to 2v1 against Genyon, and Matritoka obviously was 1v1 at the start. He almost got Genyon down, but 5-gauge was able to come in there and reinforce. And it looks like they're all going to be pushing into the mid-fight right here. And Good Fights does have a pretty good advantage because they just stumped out Happy there. We'll see if they can play off of that, although Ken is getting focused fairly hard here in the mid-fight.
And again, Ken, however, trying to hold through here, has popped a lot of his clones right. Still has that cleanse. Virtue was all there. Will be able to pop that, but again, still getting hit up pretty heavily here. Nos putting a lot of pressure on him. Will actually take him into the downstate there. We're going to have to see now, though. Blue team coming in heavily, going to try to bring him back up. So Nos coming in for the stomp here. Actually, Wakey will accomplish the stomp there right now. Get him out, and now the snowball will begin to come in. We do have to note, though, that as we take a look over here at Da Vinci is still very low indeed, but it looks like the red team is starting to push inward now onto the Good Fights members. They have scored the decap, and other members of Good Fights are starting to get knocked out. Rar, for instance, has just gone down. Magic Toker's very low. 5-gauge has gone to the downstate after getting cleaved over here by Lucy. So Lucy now going to fall back over here towards the blue team home node now, as well as they have managed to score the cap back over here on the keep.
Yeah, that was a really great move by the red team. It was a little strange at the first because you could see both Bunker Guardians getting targeted, which you don't really see too much in team fights. But Da Vinci was able to play it a little bit better than Ken, and actually manage his cooldowns a little bit slower, and then he got the reinforcements and a very good stomp by Wakey on Kensuda to win that mid-fight. Da Vinci trying to go to the boss for some reason, and they were able to get the boss.
Yeah, they were killing the boss there, yeah. So they were killing the boss there, managed to take that out. I don't know why Da Vinci went over there, though, but I think they were just trying to group up again.
Da Vinci tries to keep making these plays, and his mustache will allow it.
Da Vinci wanted to be the hero and get the final kill on the boss there.
He keeps thinking he's not a Guardian, although he's most definitely a Guardian.
He was, I mean, the last game I was questioning for a second if he was DPS guard because of his weapons. I was like, hold on a second, but then I looked at his build again, but anyway.
Da Vinci, yeah, he plays with some weird weapons there, and it looks like this is going to develop into a mid-fight here. Again, with Ken being the target, but Nos is getting pretty low on red team side, and getting almost taken out by Tokalair, but his teleport was able to save him. And of course, full Death Shroud because he's a Necro.
pop the death show, get himself out of harm's way for the time being. And just a note here too, Outplayed by Children has actually managed to come back here. They now have the lead where previously it was Good Fights. Nos, however, going to be going down in the middle. That could lead to a precedent of Good Fights retaking this note. Once again, however, excellently played by Lucy, sniping out the fact that no one from Good Fights was there to defend. We'll be able to sneak in here and get the decap going, but Magic Toker will engage on him. We're actually going to check out this 1v1 between Thieves, as it was always fun to watch.
I saw there in the mid-fight, 5-Gauge was able to pull out a clutch pull on Noskak and Outplay, and it looks like they're going to take Happy Kid down next.
Meanwhile, back over here at the Hens, we are seeing, it looks like Lucy pretty much having complete control over Magic Toker here, will be able to win that 1v1, and very soon we will be seeing that node going into Red Team's favor if we don't see anyone else falling back to support that. Now, we do see some pressure going back over here at the mine as well. We saw one member of the blue team, Ganyan, making his way over here trying to get that away, but as it was not on the node, he has decided to fall back. Now, do you think that was a good choice, or do you think Ganyan might have had a chance in that 1v1 there?
Wins a capture point.
I think it was a fairly good choice on their part. But I really think, again, they should be pushing for Good Fight should be pushing for this mid fight pretty heavily, as it's the only point that they have a direct advantage on. And since they lost both the mid points, do you think they'd be able to gain control of the mid pretty quickly?
So over here, actually, at mid, speaking of which, Ken almost managed to stomp out Wakey, but as we saw there, he went down, had like 1 or 2 connies on him, and it sort of just knocked him out there at the last second. And as that was happening, Nos came up there too. Wakey, somewhat unnecessarily, actually popped his vengeance. That did lead to his death over there, but they were still actually able to, sort of by luck, basically, knock out Kensudo over here in the middle. And again, that probably is going to leave them holding on. And now that they have basically managed to take control of all 3 nodes, I think the turnaround is real here, and we're going to see it tied at 2-2.
Excellent rotations and excellent plays by the red team. You can see Lucy was able to do a very good fight against Magic Toker and win the 1v1 pretty thoroughly. And it looks like, I don't really know how though, but they survived really long in that mid, and they still have the cap, although Good Fight is just now getting control.
But at this point, it is too late. GGs are being called on the side of blue team, and with that, sets tied at 2-2, and we're going to go to a game 5, guys, to see who will be taking home this week's prize.
These are some, really great games. We're seeing a lot of great comebacks, turnarounds, and great fights. I just got to say, though, Red Team just really played amazingly that match. And Good Fight just wasn't able to keep up. They weren't able to keep up with the side node pressure that they usually bring. And they just couldn't win the fights as fast for some reason.
Couple fatal mistakes on middle there too, sort of leaving it open too long, rotating back to their home a little bit early in my opinion, and then yeah, a couple fatal mistakes in those mid fights sort of led to Red Team just dominating at the end of that game there. So now we are going to be going back to Kylo actually, which we saw Outplayed by Children take as the first game. So do you think we're going to see a repeat of that going into the final game here, or do you think Good Fights is going to amount to comeback here? Because I think this was one of the maps too. I'm trying to remember back to game 1, but I'm pretty sure that Good Fights on this map had the lead for a majority of that game, but sort of lost it towards the end there as well.
Yeah, I mean, in the past, Good Fights has shown pretty good plays on this map. They've done it well. I think they just made some mistakes. If Toker can keep up the tread play and the back capping, they should be in a good position. They just need to. They need to watch Lucy more and watch for the back caps, and I think that's kind of at fault for Rar, and he just needs to keep a better eye on home point.
Alright, so once again, guys, we are waiting at the moment for the ready-ups, and as soon as we do get them, teams are strategizing, getting themselves ready at the moment. But as soon as they do get themselves readied up, we will be getting started, guys.
Yeah, but I think we're going to see a good fight. It's been very interesting to see play some 5-Gauge with his power NG build. Overall, great matches. Just generally great matches.
Yeah. And a full set of 5, too. Not bad in that regard.
Yeah, this has been a very interesting finale to watch.
No 3-0s. I'm guessing you heard my roommate there.
Yeah. You have a very colorful roommate back there, Blue. Is he playing League again?
He's playing Dota. Or Dota.
Oh god, the poor soul. Guild Wars 2 is the only esport for me, baby.
Guild Wars 2 is the true ascendant of the esports. Anyway, guys, waiting for Outplayed ready up here. And Nos has informed me that they're not strategizing. One of them is at the bathroom at the moment, so sorry. I
looks
wanted
like
to assume
Happy Kid,
I wanted
couldn't contain his excitement there.
I wanted to assume it was for esports reasons, but
I'm pretty confident.
apparently somebody just has a bladder issue.
He was drinking what we call the esports juice, which can lead to bladder problems.
What's the esports juice?
A little bit of grape drink.
Anyway, guys,
Oh my god.
as soon as we do get everybody back and readied up, we'll be getting started.
Alright, I'm back. But yeah, it's gonna be a great fight from both teams. I'm really looking forward to this match. Let's see if the mustache can carry his team. That's gonna be an interesting play. Da Vinci using sword, shield, hammer again. As you can see, a lot of Guardians always run with the sword on this map for the teleport up point, and staff is just kind of a mainstay.
Yeah.
Oh wait, he switched to staff, not hammer. Da Vinci's now running hammer.
Oh,
That's
he might just go back to it, like when he might be using it for like swiftness buff. Yeah, he swapped
Yep.
out to it again. So
Typical Samuel Jackson.
yep. So anyway, guys, here we go. It's the final game, Outplayed by Children versus Good Fights. Winner takes all here. And here we go on the Battle of Kylo. Last game we did play on this map. We did see Outplayed by Children take it, so we're going to have to see who does take it. Now, as you can see over here, a bit of some stealth action, and oh, what's going on?
Oh, we're seeing a very different split here from Good Fights.
Oh,
As
and
they do
look.
a stealth push to
They don't even
Farpoint.
see it coming. They don't even know this is coming. We already saw there. He already left. Happy Kid completely left the point and is getting decimated at the moment by Magic Toker and 5 gauge. Let's go over to his point of view, see how he is handling this. There we go. As he gets over here now, the other members of Good Fights too are starting to rotate around. Now keep in mind that because they did rush this, they did basically give up the clock tower, but they're going to get a very early 2-cap now, and that will, assuming they're able to hold on to it, amount to a very early lead for Good Fights. Now this is a very different strategy for Good Fights. We have not really seen them play this before. How do you think that is going to affect their game here?
I gotta say, that was a really nice push. They were able... Red Team did not see that coming. As you could see, that Happy Kid just immediately abandoned home because he does not see that, does not expect that. They were able to rotate over nicely, although Magic Toga has gone down. Will they be able to get him back up for this fight? No, they're getting cleared far too hard. It looks like this might be a good or bad idea, although they do get the Spirit Res on Toga, so this fight could have changed up a little bit, although Ken is getting focused very hard at the
And as we go back over here, seeing what is going on back at the windmill, we can see Red Team, both teams heavily invested again, as this is where the action happened here at the start of the game. Red Team is fighting heavily to take back control of this point. It isn't to discount the fact that we do also have a 1v1 going on over here between Wakey and Rar for control of this node. Wakey is actually going to be able to score the decap here right now, although he was CC'd quite a bit by Rar. Rar fighting off the node at the moment, and that will allow Red Team to start taking back control of this point. But back at the big fight over here, Nos is almost about to be knocked down over here. We did see an SR come into play there from Lucy, and that was able to save Nos for the timing, but Nos still very low here. We are seeing Kinsuda coming in for a stomp right now. Not sure if he has stab or not. No, he does not. We are going to see a fear going off there. However, Nos again was taking far too much damage, and with that, our blue team was forced off that node.
Well, as you can see, during all that, Magic Toga was able to get a decap on mid, quickly went over to home and kill out Wakey, so they're going to recap their home node.
And he gets back to mid at the same time here, too, before the cap actually goes off. So really well played by Magic Toga here, really making a place.
Yeah, he's really utilizing the map teleports to his advantage, and he's just generally doing a great job in this fight. Nice job on the Rar Wakey 1v1. Son beats father, apparently. And Kensuda is right underneath mid, and it looks like they're going to make a mid push right now.
Looks like. Trying to see. I mean, again, this is what I was talking about on the second map too, on the second game that we had on Legacy, is that like Good Fights really just keeping Outplayed by Children spread out to the max here and trying to keep them from being able to team fight. And it seemed like for the better part of that game that was working, but there was quite a few times where they got knocked out on one of those nodes and it snowballed pretty hard onto the other ones too. So they are going to have to watch out for that sort of thing if they do try to go for that strategy again on this map.
Yeah, and it looks like Gang is getting 2v1, but at the same time, Kensuda and Magic Toga are coming in to help him out, give him some peels, and reapply pressure to Wakey at the moment, who has powered under pain, but as he goes down from Condi Cleave, and Lucy goes down at the same time. It looks like they're just going to wipe up that fight pretty quickly.
Really? really good rotations from Good Fights. Probably one of the biggest things here. Like we were saying, Getting was being 1v2'd, but the second that 1v2 started, you could see that the members of the members of Good Fights that were on their way from the other nodes, but almost instantly were at that node ready to support Genyan. So far, really awesome rotation speed coming out from Good Fights here, and that is allowing them to keep hold on this 2-cap. And again, they've got over 100-point lead now, so it is really starting to snowball in their favor.
Yeah, you can definitely see some great rotations coming from them. And like the second red team thinks they have an advantage, they're becoming disadvantaged as they get +1. I don't know what Happy Kid was doing. He starts to go to home, but he starts to turn around, and then Rar's starting to train him and just kind of, cleaving him down pretty hard.
They're keeping
the best move by Happy.
They're keeping them on their toes. They're keeping them guessing, indeed, here. Again, like I was saying, this is something that Team Paradigm used to do a long, long time ago when they were still playing the game, is that they would just confuse the crap out of their opponents, initiate all these on-the-road fights, and just keep them guessing as to where they were heading. Team Paradigm, probably one of the best things they were famous for, was really being ahead of the rotation game, and you can see right now Good Fights is playing something very similar indeed.
And Wakey is just trying his best to just peel out afar, but he's getting a bit too much cleave. He had to pop his healing signet. That's probably not going to help him, as he is going to go down fairly soon to 5 gauge.
And back
and
over,
yes, he's down.
Back over here at the match as well, we can see that Kinsuda taking quite a bit of damage here from the pistol whip spam coming into play there from Lucy. Thankfully, Magic Toker again was able to get over here and support the cause. But again, over here, Lucy too going to get denied there as he tried to port back with the bubble that Kinsuda had thrown down. We do see that Nas as well as Da Vinci are coming into play over here though, but Lucy basically life going to be forfeit. Oh no, look at this! Lucy able to survive. Looking at had about 400 health there, I believe. Was able to keep himself up by just about that much, and we'll probably be re-engaging on just a second over here. Is going for some burst onto Magic Toker. Magic Toker sitting about 50% health. Might be able to take him out, but Magic Toker again going to turn that around and take Lucy completely down this time.
Lucy just got completely outplayed by Toger there. As you could see him, he was in stealth trying to get a good jump on Toger. He missed his steal and he missed 2 of his pistol whips. Not the best play in the world. As you can see, they're starting to lose this fight over here. As Nas goes down, he gets stomped out by Kinsuda, and it looks like Da Vinci is going to try his best to pull out, although he's getting pretty heavily damaged and cleaved.
So Good Fights, just again, completely dominating this map so far. Have a full 3-cap and are over 200 points ahead basically at this point.
Like that.
Yeah, I don't really know what happened to the red team. It looks like the Good Fight started just really threw them off their ball.
Yeah, this matters so much. Like, the opener is so important in these games. Like, that one little change up to the strategy by deciding, nah, screw mid, we're gonna go far. That one thing has been the precedent for this entire game so far, as because of how well they've been moving in between points, in addition to that opener, red team has just been given no room to breathe, no room to think about what they want to do in response to this, and have been able to win basically none of these fights so far.
Yeah, but as you can see here, Da Vinci was able to get a decap on the mid node, and it looks like, Good Fights is losing the fight, has lost the fight on their home node, and Happy Kid is going to, Wiggy is going to be recapping that, and they might be able to pull back a comeback. They've done it in the last couple of matches, and it looks like they're heading for one right now, and it's to a mid fight.
And indeed, yep, we can see that red team applying a lot of pressure to the side node as well as mid, looking very strong to take control of mid. But again, keep in mind here, Good Fights has over 200 points of sort of cushion room here at the moment. So red team has...
they have a lot of room to make mistakes, but they have just gotten the cap. They just stopped Kinsuda. It looks like they cleared out the mid as they're just kind of making sure Genyan dies here.
And getting, yeah, like you're saying, sort of getting walled off here by Da Vinci at the moment. Gonna keep him over here, keep him fighting at this point, as the rest of Good Fights appears they are gonna be moving in for some pressure over here. But again, Da Vinci again, kind of going extremely aggressive, moving directly off the point that almost allowed Magic Toker to come in here and get a decap. However, he's still going to get a decap. He just won't find it at the clock tower, as we did see Wakey pushing forward to middle to make sure his team was able to hold on to that. Magic Toker was able to sneak in over here to the windmill and will be stealing a decap there, and probably again is going to re-rotate back over to the clock tower and get a full cap in that regard. It's going to take Wakey quite a much longer time to get back to clock tower compared to going from mid over here to the windmill point.
Yeah, I gotta say, that was some great play from Toker. And he goes to one point to make Wakey move that. He teleports off of Wakey, uses it, goes onto the roof, and is able to get a double decap. Very well played by Toker.
Indeed. So again, good fights, less than 80 points away from taking the game here. Red team really falling out here. They need to make some moves very quickly, otherwise this game is going to be all over for them. We can see the 5 gauge starting to get a bit low in this team fight. Was able to pop off his heal just a couple seconds ago, moving away with the gear shooter as well, but is going to be engaged on by Lucy. Pistol whip coming in here. Going to zook him very low indeed. He did manage to pop with that Juggernaut's going to boost his health by just a little bit here. Sitting about 4.1k health at the moment. Is going to cancel that right now as well, as he has gotten out of harm's way for the time being. But Lucy, again, keep in mind, Thieves, very quick movers indeed, is going to try to follow him, but excellently played there by 5 gauge, getting just out of sight, throwing the toss elixir S down, and then popping down his healing turret, bringing him back up into play, and is now just going to toss grenades in from afar here.
Yeah, not good fights. Red team is just being really, really aggressive because they don't really have a choice anymore. The deficit is so large that they have to just kind of push at all points. Although, if they leave a point open, he's going to get there and he's going to cap it. As you can see over on Red team's home node. Although Lucy is there, and it looks like it's going to turn into a Thief 1v1.
As we go over there, let's check out what is happening here. Magitoker versus Lucy. Last time we saw this, I'm pretty sure we saw Lucy doing a very nice job versus Magitoker, but we're going to have to see now again. Lucy coming in, pistol whips going on to Magitoker here at the moment, but again, nice poke there by Magitoker, going to take him down to a very low state level, and a last poke coming in there from Magitoker. We'll take him down. Magitoker dodge spamming here at the moment, trying to get out of the way. We also do. Wakey is on his way. Magitoker needs to get some cleave in here right now to take out Lucy. Magitoker going down here right now. Lucy just 1 or 2 hits away from going down. Mikey needs to come in for the res here right now, and he is going to be able to get on there and secure res pressure. So just in the nick of time, Wakey will come in and save the day here and probably eliminate Magitoker over the next few seconds.
Yeah, very well done by Wakey. I mean, Thief 1v1s are always fun to watch. Magitoker's just got that poke of death. Finished off Lucy pretty well. And Nas was actually able to 1v1 Rar in the mid node, and it looks like they have a double cap, and they are getting kind of outplayed over there on, I believe it's Blue's home node? Yeah. And Ken has just gotten the stomp on Nas, and they're kind of wiping up that fight there.
Blue team is very much like trying to turtle this node, but Red team knows that, and they are slowly coming back.
I mean, they've done it in the past. They've done comebacks in the past, and they're doing a very well job on it. They're playing it exactly how they should. They're being really... they just got to keep an eye on Toker, as Toker continually gets these back caps, as you can see right now.
Yeah, right there again.
It's going to turn into what looks like a 1v1 between Toker and Nas. Though Nas is really low on Death Shroud, so Toker might be able to win this.
Other things to note here, too, is the fact that despite the fact that while Blue Team may never actually recapture this node, they are consistently getting kill after kill here, and that is going to stack up after a while. So they may just be able to win the game by kills, but there we go. They finally were able to get the cap over here in Mansion, and again, at this point, with the score they're at, they can just turtle that node and win, and I think that is going to be the case. Ken's pushing forward, but they've got, Genyan, Rar, and 5 Gauge are just sitting AFK here. They're not going to take any risks on that. GG has been called over here by Wakey, and with that, guys, good fights are gonna be the champions of the Mistpedia Weekly Cup #2.
Really great game, great opener from Good Fights, just an amazing opener. Really took Red off the ball, really just messed them up. They were able to make a nice recovery, but it just wasn't made in time.
So again, guys, congratulations to 5 Gauge, Genyan, Kensuda, Rar, and Magitoker. They're each going to be getting 2,000 gems, and as well our second place team, Outplayed by Children, Nos, Da Vinci, Happy Kid, Lucy, and Wakey are each going to be getting an 800 gem card as well.
I believe you mispronounced his name. It is actually Samuel L. Jackson.
I apologize.
Yeah, I gotta... Who do you think you would give the MVP to? I'm thinking Magic.
For that game specifically, yeah, definitely Magic. Magic, like, the whole team on Good Fights did a really amazing job there, and especially with that opener, but as we got towards the later stage of that game, Magitoker was the saving grace, stopping the Red team from consistently holding 2 caps, because the Red team had to be so aggressive on pushing for that far point towards the end there. Magitoker just time and time again punished them by stealing away those decaps.
Yeah, just generally a great game. Toker is really playing that map to his advantage, just doing a really great job.
Alright guys, so that is going to be the end of this week's Cup. We thank you all very much for tuning in. Thanks to all the teams that participated tonight as well. Thanks again to Kizos for jumping in and helping me shoutcast tonight.
What's up?
Do you have any links, anything for yourself you want to put out there, or are you kind of offline at the moment in terms of like social media?
No, I'm offline.
Okay.
I don't do none of that crap, man.
Alright, so that is going to be the end of the Cup tonight, guys. Make sure that you are checking out the other stuff that's happening throughout the weeks here. We are going to be having the Mistpedia Weekly 2v2 Cup There will not be another EU Cup next week. I do apologize, but there are some personal issues that keep getting in my way here, so I will not be able to do a 2v2 EU Cup next week either. However, again, the ESL Weekly Cup happens on Thursday, starting at 2 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, 11 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, and 20 Central European Summer Time. The North American Mistpedia Weekly 2v2 Cup happens every Friday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time and 6 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, and as well, this cup happens every Saturday night at 6 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. No, 5 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time and 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. We hope you have enjoyed this, guys. And if you cannot catch us at any other events happening throughout the week, we hope you will join us next week for the Mistpedia Weekly Cup number 3. Have a good one, guys. We'll see you next time.